Show you what a genius I am. How many people have dogs? Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, okay. By myself again here. With all this awesome beauty here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get the TV on here. Okay, finally got the TV on. With the controller. Oh yeah.
400,000 men would die here, and Adolf Hitler was wounded in a diversionary action at the Somme River. He believed his fellow soldiers had been betrayed by corrupt, incompetent leaders, and he would stop at nothing to bring a new order to Germany and the world. These ferocious battles, fuel for Hitler's growing hatred, focused on a top-of-the-line stronghold, Fort Douaumont, and would unleash the most destructive weapons the world had ever seen. I'm meeting up with expert Julien Coquet, who's agreed to take me down into the belly of the fort, where hundreds, sometimes thousands of men took refuge from the fierce fighting up above. Can we go in here?
We're going right here.
It's an imposing entrance, isn't it?
Please.
Is this awesome? Beauty, just the perfect timing I could have. See this, WGN?
Extensive, isn't it?
Turn me down, throw me out of the fucking office, lead me out of
Look at that. Beautiful. What is this machinery here?
Well, it's a gun turret.
gun turret.
This massive 155mm gun, as well as two smaller 75s, and 3 machine guns, protected this fort. Over 1.5 miles of underground tunnels and rooms. The fort was considered impregnable, thanks to revolutionary construction. Masonry walls 3 feet thick, covered with 3 feet of sand, then buttressed by 8 feet of concrete, buried in up to 10 feet of dirt. The end result was dense, shell-proof walls over 24 feet thick, topped by those massive guns. It was Fort Knox with firepower. Oh, look at this thing. Bats. There's bats up here? Oh yeah, there's bats. Oh, look at this massive piece of artillery. So this is the gun facing outward towards
Yeah, you've got the rear of the gun.
The gun had a range of about 4 miles and could fire 3 94-pound explosive shells a minute. Infantrymen in the field had never experienced a rain of fire like this before. Wow, look at the size of this
Ingenious ways to kill people.
55mm gun that was installed in this housing. This is what makes this fort so special. This is what makes the Germans covet the place.
Leave it to the Germans.
But by 1916, the Germans were storming towards Verdun, backed by even more devastating weapons than the mighty guns of Douaumont. The flamethrower was used on a large scale here for the first time. A portable monstrosity that could shoot fire 270 feet and burn its victims alive. Even worse was the massive 420mm gun nicknamed Big Bertha. It had a range of 9 miles and had already demolished 3 Allied fortress towns. Now it was heading towards Douaumont. The French decided to sacrifice the fort, and France's colossal stronghold fell into enemy hands without a shot being fired.
The fort was taken by the Germans, yes, in February 1916.
So then they had this gun to use themselves.
They couldn't use it because it seems that the French made a sabotage on the gun before the Germans took the fort.
I see. Even though they couldn't fire the big French guns, the Germans made good use of Fort Douaumont. Housing over 3,000 soldiers, a field hospital, and vast stocks of ammunition here. Look at this. So this is a big bed.
It's a big bed, enough for 2 men. It's up to...
Okay, so there's 4 men.
4 men on the bed.
So you could feel fairly protected inside this fort.
They nicknamed the fort Uncle
Uncle
Wall.
Because they could have been out in the trenches, they were probably well aware. Instead, they're in this nice shelter here. Good for them. Determined to take back their prized fort
let's go
and
and
restore
swear.
national honor, the French attacked
That's
with
why
heavy
flame was
artillery
roving.
and deadly but ineffectual ground assaults. How many people died?
The whole battle, about 300,000 soldiers, French and Germans.
In June 1916, the Allies started a diversionary attack nearby at the Somme River, where Private Adolf Hitler himself was seriously wounded and sent back to Germany for medical treatment.
What you doing?
But the battle known as the mincing machine of Verdun rolled on for another 6 months. How many bombs fell per day here?
Today, around 2,000 shells.
2,000 shells. That per minute? I mean, it's constant.
And some days you have 10,000 shells exploding on the floor.
During those 300 days, what was it like to be in here?
When the shell exploded on the floor, so it made shake the walls. Some parts of the machinery fell on the soldier.
It was a constant bombardment, yes?
Constant bombardment by the French, and you had a shell exploding every 30 seconds.
Oh my goodness. In the first 10 months of the battle, the French fired
Wait.
60 million
See this here.
rounds of artillery shells.
French Quarter. Oh, how awesome that is, because we're talking about French
Exploding on the floor.
Okay.
villages and
Yeah. Okay, very loud. And it continues.
Imagine 2,000 or 10,000 shells on one day. Some soldiers became insane inside here.
Insane.
Insane, and they killed themselves. They couldn't stand all this noise, all the horror all around them.
So this is really textbook shell shock we're talking
Shell
about.
shock, the first study during the First War.
It was an illness no one had seen before, and no one understood. Symptoms ranged from sleeplessness and anxiety to total mental breakdown and grotesque facial tics. Many people ridiculed the victims of shell shock, accusing them of weakness and cowardice. As the men tried to hold themselves together, the fort was showing signs of strain as well. We're about 45 feet below ground. This is one level down in the fort. And look over my head here. All these stalactites, that's from the water seepage through thousands of cracks created by thousands of bombs that hit here every day during the Battle of Verdun. After 2 months of shelling, the German occupiers were dealt a devastating blow. A cooking fire was lit too close to the shells from the disabled guns in the turret. It set off a horrific explosion that killed 800 men.
Let me show you something down here in this ventilation shaft. It seems that there's a German helmet.
A German helmet? Oh, yeah. How did it get there?
Well, it seems that with the explosion, the head and the helmet of a German soldier was sent inside the ventilation.
So there's the skull and everything inside the
I think
helmet.
so.
Damn, how bizarre. Finally, after 8 months of carnage, the French unleashed a powerful new weapon on the fort. A 400-millimeter gun that could lob 1-ton shells over 900 miles per hour.
They retook the fort with the use of this mortar, this howitzer, 400 millimeter. It was the highest caliber of the French army.
And so the Germans finally realized that they can't defend this fort against that kind of
No,
artillery.
because one of the shells is going to hit an ammunition line.
Right.
The German had to evacuate the fort.
I see. This is a major French victory and a rebirth of,
For the French army and for the French population.
and carries them through to the end of the war. I would
Until
imagine.
the end of the war,
And so it all began here in Fort Douaumont.
it began here.
All right. Coming up, using the underground to hide an army. So this was managed to be done in total secrecy without the Germans knowing it.
Absolutely.
And later, a church basement shelters a future monster. So Hitler was here.
He is shot in the arm. He has to be taken care of in this actual place.